On today's episode of the Bolt Crew podcast, we're still fired up about the Chargers' biggest win of the year. Can the Chargers keep the momentum going and stick it to the Chiefs this Sunday? We'll take a hard look at Kansas City, including why the Chiefs are beatable with a has-been tight end and a quarterback sporting a broccoli haircut. We'll answer all your questions and comments and give you our weekly picks. It all starts right now on the Bolt Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Pele, Josh Pele, Mario Heron. A lot to talk about with the Chargers heading into Sunday's game against the Chiefs. Plus, we'll get into our Phillip Rivers talk as well. Again, as we did our last show, we knew Phillip Rivers had a tryout. We all know he made the roster with the Colts. A lot of things went into that. We'll touch on that during the show as well. But guys, I'll tell you right now, I'm still like super excited about Monday's win. You know, we talked about win of the year and how big of a win that was, and not only beating a team like the Eagles on national television, but at the same time, can you take that momentum and move it forward? I talked to a buddy of mine this morning. I'll share the story real quick because we've all been there where you win those games as a fan and you're going, all right, now what do I do? Like we talked about how it's hard to fall asleep, but at the same time, you can't wait when you wake up in the morning. It's the first thing you think about because you're in a good mood before the day really even starts. So my buddy who's a Charter season ticket holder, he's in New York, obviously a 3-hour time difference. He's in a hotel room with his little kids. So they're sleeping, his wife's sleeping, and he's doing that whole punch in the air move, kicking the invisible trash can. You know, can't make any noise at all, but he's sitting there celebrating as loud as he possibly can without celebrating, making noise. And we've all been there, right? You're just like, I'm so excited, didn't even play in the game, but you feel like, you know, you want, as I said, you feel like breakdancing. You feel like doing something a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not over it at all. I think as fans, you know, you don't have a 24-hour rule. You know, as players, there's a 24-hour rule. Hey, we're going to be excited till the next day, and then we got to focus on the next opponent. Dude, we're not gearing up for anything. So I can be excited for as long as I want. I will talk trash until kickoff against the Chiefs because that's what I want to do as a fan. We talked about the Eagles being the top team in the league going into the season because they won the Super Bowl. Going into that matchup, it was such a 50-50 game because the Chargers have an elite defense. The Eagles did not, and the Chargers delivered. The Chargers had the longest streak in the NFL in getting wins on primetime games. I said they were 3-0. I was wrong. We're 5-0. I don't know how I screwed that one up. We're actually 6 wins in a row in primetime games. And I'm really excited tomorrow for the Chargers to put the Chiefs out of their misery this upcoming Sunday. You're on mute, big guy.
That's so embarrassing. God, I'm going to quit. All right, but I was going to say is the Chargers are going for history right now. If they sweep the Chiefs, this is the first time they've done it since 2009. 2009. Wow. So if they would pull this off, it would be huge for Harbaugh. It would be huge for this new era that we are in for Charger football. And like you said, if you look at it and you go, you take out the 2 teams in the Super Bowl and you did it 3 times, that's a big statement. That's a big, F you to everyone. And you able to put someone that's been putting you out of misery the past couple of years to return the favor, Dave, I think would be huge.
I tell you what, they would say, different phrases, right? You play all 4 quarters, you play through the final whistle, everything that you hear about sports and coaches tell you all the time. Look, if you listen to the Chiefs players talk, and I'll go with Kelsey just because he's the one that I heard speak this week, dude, it sounds like they've thrown the towel in. They all know what the ending is going to be. I mean, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm a little pissed off. Like, let's control what we can control, and we keep playing hard. But if you listen to them talk, they sound like the season's over. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and put them out of their misery this Sunday.
We should. I mean, if you look at these 2 teams, the Chargers are trending in the right direction and the Chiefs aren't. I mean, besides Justin Herbert's broken hand, which is a really big deal, I don't see any reason why the Chargers offense shouldn't look better against the Chiefs. You go against the Eagles, that's one of the top defenses in the NFL. The Chiefs are not in that category right now. Their defense was elite last year. They're not elite this year. The difference between last year's Chiefs and this year's Chiefs was they won all their close games. This year, they're losing all their close games. And raise your hand if you feel bad for the Chiefs. Oh, no hands raised? None of us feel bad for the Chiefs because they're the most annoying fan base in the NFL on Twitter. Oh, you guys always say the referees bail us out. They don't bail us out. We're just winning games. This is what happens when you're on the level playing field as everybody else. You look normal. And to me, the Chiefs aren't even a top 15 team in the NFL. And this is going to bite me in the ass if the Chargers lose. But the way the Chiefs have looked in the last month and a half, that's not even a top half team in the NFL.
It's really not. They've kind of remember last year when we saw this theme of they're in every close game, but they pulled it out. That's like the reverse of this year. In clutch moments, they're falling short every single time. And even if you look at them like statistically, you wouldn't say like there's anything that's like shockingly bad. Like they're 7th in points a game allowed. That's not terrible. 11th in points per game. But the fact is, when the game's on the line, when they have to make a play, it's not happening for them. You know, you can make the argument they're not getting the refs help or whatever, but the teams that are making it happen are getting past them every single time. They're not Super Bowl contenders. They're barely even in the playoff hunt picture. They have like a 12 to 16% chance of making it in from what I've seen. I feel confident in this game, especially when I look at this, Dave. In the last 3 games, they're 22nd in passing yards allowed. They faced Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, CJ Stroud in those games. I would say our receiving core is more talented than what the Colts have. I would say it's on par with the Cowboys have, and I'd say it's better than what the Texans have. So we should be able to exploit them pretty damn well on Sunday.
Agree with you. I mean, it's funny when I'm looking at Chiefs fans who are looking at mock drafts, which is outstanding. I mean, now you know what it feels like again to be in that situation where God dang it, we're in December and we're looking at mock drafts and what are we going to do? And can we get the running back from Notre Dame? Hey, tough. You know, no one feels bad for the Chiefs, like Josh says. Raise your hand if you feel bad. At the same time, we're the Chiefs fans that have loved to jump on this show since 2022 talking trash. I don't see anybody here today. You know, I know we'll find you on Sunday if things happen to go your way, but man, I hate every goddamn fan base in our division. And I'm sure other teams feel the same way. If you're in the NFC East, I'm sure you hate every fan base too. Anyone who sits there and says the Raiders are the worst, look, the Raiders haven't done anything for 25 years. Like, you can't even take anything the Raider fans say seriously. Straight out, the Raiders haven't done anything. But the Chiefs fans and the Bronco fans, they've all won Super Bowls in the last 10 years. I got it. We haven't won one. We're the one team in the division doesn't have anything in the trophy case. The fact that we're contending still for the division title is great. The fact that we can put the nail deeper in the coffin for the Chiefs, fantastic. To be able to say we swept the Chiefs would be awesome. But, man, when you look at what the Chargers are doing and to knock off the Eagles, and people want to say, oh, there are injuries here and there. By the way, the media thing went exactly the way I thought it was going to go when we were talking about it on Monday. It was always about the Eagles. More than one day, by the way. It wasn't just Tuesday. They dragged that thing out about the Eagles, talking about benching Jalen Hurts, all that stuff. The Chargers, what they're doing right now with the smoke and mirror offensive line has been insane. But let's be honest, the thing that doesn't get the credit that they deserve is our defense. To be able to pull it back and not have basically defensive ends that get to the quarterback like the Texans or other teams like even the Browns. What our defensive backfield has been doing all season long has been nothing short but incredible.
This is a championship level defense to me. You know, like the offense has its issues. We all know about the offensive line. But to me, this defense is championship level, top 3 in the NFL in most categories. The DBs are playmakers. They're around the ball. I mean, you look at Tony Jefferson, for God's sake. Name another player that plays not full time that has that many interceptions. I mean, he is just a playmaker. If we had more Tony Jeffersons on the offense, we might be seeing their championship caliber too. The issue is we don't have our tackles, right? The Chiefs have complained all season long, hey, we don't have our tackles. That's our reason why we're not good. What's the Chargers' excuse? The Chargers are 9-4. We don't have our tackles either. Good teams find a way to win, and our defense, you know, bailed us out against the Eagles. They bailed us out in other games, and I feel like when you go against the Chiefs, that's going to be our big advantage in Arrowhead is our defense. I mean, you got to shut down Patrick Mahomes. I expect the Chargers' offense, Mario, to score 20 points. I think that's all you need with this defense to win games.
With the tackles they have down right now, there's a chance that Essa Pohl is going to get the start, who's an undrafted rookie, and he's going to face Double O, Tooley, and Mack. Good luck. He posted a 56.5 PFF grade his last game. If these guys can dominate the Eagles line of scrimmage, they can rock the Chiefs line of scrimmage. And I agree with you, Josh. The Chargers don't need 30 points to score to win this game. They do not. It's the race to 20 because this Chiefs defense is very, very solid. And look, that first matchup, they got to Herbert a good amount. Our defense can get to Mahomes, and I'm comfortable with our secondary handling the weapons that the Chiefs have. It's just get to 20 points and own the time of possession, and you're going to win this game. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And do not turn over the football. Because if you turn over the football with Patrick Mahomes, Dave, he's going to make you pay for it. Like Jalen Hurts wasn't making us pay. Jalen Hurts was saying, I don't even want this thing. It's hot potato. I'm throwing it right back at you. Like he's at bench warmers with Randy Jackson or Randy Johnson, what the hell that guy's name is. Jackson, Johnson, you're up, Dave. I don't know.
All right. So here's the deal. When you go into KC, what are the things that you think about? What could possibly go against us, right? As far as things that we can't control. Well, first of all, it's one of those 10 a.m. games, right? Where the team does not play well when the game's at 10 o'clock kickoff. They better get used to it because we got a few of them coming up, right? We better get used to playing at that level right here. And also, it's good, going to be a good test for the postseason. So the game start's not perfect for us. That's fine. The weather's not going to be perfect for us. That's fine. Guys, no one talks about it as much when they talk about KC struggling because maybe you just can't say it on national TV, but it's what everybody's been thinking forever. Guess who the Chiefs don't have this year? The referees. The referees have been bailing out this organization for years. And anyone who sits there that roots against the Chiefs will tell you it's always been WTF. Always. Postseason, games inside the division. The Chiefs always get bailed out. The Chiefs have not gotten bailed out this year. Maybe that's why they look the way they look. Plus, I don't even know what to tell you about Travis Kelce. Him coming back for this year was really not basically the best move, right? I mean, how embarrassing was the game he had the other night? And again, going back to what Josh says, raise your hand if you feel bad. No one's raising their hand. But geez, man, you got Leonardo DiCaprio in your booth. You know, kind of embarrassing. You know, god dang, I thought the worst thing to happen to Jack was him falling off that goddamn door. It wasn't. It was watching that train wreck of a game that Kelce had the other night.
Terrible, man. You know, since the game was on Monday, we didn't have a chance to go over the PFF grades for the offensive line. I love doing this after the show to show you guys what exactly is going on with our offensive line. There were positives from this game against the Eagles. Even though the Chargers didn't score a ton of points, some players played decently, especially on the left side of the line. So Jamari Sawyer, according to PFF, was our best pass blocking offensive lineman, 77.7. That's a very high grade. He did not allow a sack. He did allow 5 pressures. Zion Johnson posted 65.5. He has been the most consistent offensive lineman this season by a mile, really. Yeah, Bradley Bozeman, 41.2, well below average. Did not allow a sack. And then you have Mekhi Becton. Do you guys see what I'm seeing here? And I looked at this 3 different times, just make sure there wasn't a typo. 13.7 pass blocking grade. That is insane. Like, I didn't even know you can go that low. He allowed 1 sack and 8 pressures. And then you have Trey Pipkins, who got hurt, who was right around average. And then Bobby Hart was well below average. Pretty insane that Bobby Hart did not even play the whole game, and he allowed 8 pressures. So the left side of the offensive line, Mario, is pulling their weight a lot more than the right side of the line.
I mean, how depressing is this? Becton, too, the reporting that he hasn't gotten along with the training staff or frustrated with the process of how it's been going, handling with his injury. Posting a 13.7 is really not helping your argument. Bradley Bozeman having the 41.2 makes complete sense because that guy on a stunt has no idea what's happening. It's like watching a basketball player face a pick and roll for the first time. Like, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Like, he just looks lost out there. And altogether, this was 26 pressures allowed against the Philadelphia Eagles. That, Dave, was the most in the NFL this past week. And I believe the highest of all season. So we got to fix it the hell up. It's got to look a little bit better against Kansas City. And I get it. The Eagles pass rush is their pass rush. But, like, if Jalen Carter's out there, I guarantee you a sack's at least happening once.
All right, so look at this. What the Eagles did as far as putting pressure on the Chargers is exactly what anyone should do, you know, as far as your plan of attack. The fact that Chargers are able to pull that thing out and move the ball and score when they needed to, and I understand it was a ton of field goals, but there's still, you got the points on the scoreboard. You ended up with 22 points. There's no way KC can put that same pressure on Justin Herbert that the Eagles did. They don't have the talent to. Look, they got a great defensive coordinator also. But at the same time, if Kansas City can put that much pressure on Justin Herbert, I'm going to be shocked. I just don't see it getting any worse than what we saw against Philadelphia.
Are you aware how historic the game was against the Eagles? Here we go. This is not a lie. This is a fact. Justin Herbert was the first quarterback in Super Bowl era history to complete less than 50% of his passes, throw for under 150 yards, get sacked 7 times or more, have multiple turnovers, and still win the game. First time that's ever happened in NFL history was Monday night against the Eagles. Something else when I look at those grades of the offensive line, Mario, if you notice there was only 1 sack, and you'd say, how was there 1 sack when Justin Herbert got sacked 7 times? Because they probably put a couple of those sacks in Mario Hampton. His pass blocking was terrible. And also, I think Justin Herbert walked into a couple sacks. And I know it's very hard to predict when players are coming to tackle you. But, I mean, I feel like Justin Herbert has been holding onto the ball a little bit too long. It's weird because last season we'd say, oh, my God, he's not taking any shots. That's why he doesn't have many interceptions. He's throwing a lot of balls away. I can't even remember the last time, Mario, that Justin Herbert threw a ball away. He's like, F it. Like, I'm not going to get hit. I'm going to go for a first down. I'm not going to throw this ball away. And I kind of love it.
He's doing the I can make any throw when I want to type of moves. Like, he's really threading the needle a lot of different windows. And it's caused interceptions too. It gets led to turnovers. But he is pressing the F-fit button a lot. I would prefer, though, we just did not do it in this game. And honestly, like, here on out, because of the schedule and because of the teams that we play, you have to face a CJ Stroud. You have to face a Dak. You have to face a Mahomes. Where, look, if you make mistakes, they capitalize. The Raiders were never going to capitalize on a mistake. The Eagles were never going to capitalize on a mistake. These teams will. These teams, even Bo Nix with that idiot behind center, they will make you pay for when you create a fault, when you throw a pick, when you have a fumble. So the F-it button's fun. Trust me, I love hitting it. But I hit it every weekend. But, on Sunday, you get a little excited from it. You got to pay the repercussions.
Let me ask you, Josh. I mean, here we go. We talk about playing the position, right? It all changes as you play the game longer, right? In high school, you know exactly what your quarterback clock usually is. In college, you know what it is. In the NFL, you know what it is. I mean, it's one of those as a veteran, which is what Justin Herbert is. You got to think he's seen every possible pace of this game. We all know that the game gets faster from even preseason to regular season to the playoffs. What the hell is going on with the clock in Justin Herbert's head? As you said, it does seem like he holds the ball all of a sudden a little too long, and he's not the only quarterback in this league doing it. There are other quarterbacks on other teams that you see do it, but usually they aren't the guys who are all pro style quarterbacks.
Yeah, this might sound crazy, but I wonder if anybody else on the side here feels the same way. When I watch the Chargers, and I mean, I've felt this way almost every game. Justin Herbert takes sacks, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to prove a point. You guys are not going to block for me. I'm not going to ruin my quarterback rating. I'm going to show you guys cannot block for me, so I'm just going to take this sack. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but it seems like he does that 3-4 times every game. Don't you think Justin Herbert has been walking into sacks this year? Pause. It looks like it to me.
Do you think
mute again, big guy?
Do you think he's been passive aggressive to Joe Ortiz, sending a message?
Why isn't he throwing the ball away? I mean, why else would he do it? It looks like he's just trying to make plays with his legs. As a fan, you love that. You also get frustrated because you lose 4 or 5 yards every time. But I mean, last year we were like, dude, come on, it's third down. Try to get it in there. This year he's, like Mario said, F it butted.
He does do the step up into sack a lot.
All the time.
I want to go back in every game, count. But that does happen where he steps up in the pocket and like, oh, here we go. But then he steps right into a guy that's just waiting for him.
Yeah. I don't know. I know what to say. There's one message here. I'm sorry, I don't have glasses on, so I can't see. But it says, "I personally believe that Herbert and Bozeman got beef." I don't think so. I think Herbert honestly just knows Bozeman stinks, and yet he had his back last year, so he gets a pass. I don't understand why Bozeman's on the team. Someone commented, about Becton and this and that. We'll get into the comments in a little bit, but I can't understand it. We've been talking about this, probably been the hot topic of this show for 9 months. We cannot understand this offensive line and how we ended up this way.
I don't get it either. When you see the replays of Bozeman during the game where he's just like phantom blocking nobody, and then Justin Herbert gets the crap knocked out of him, you're like, how does that go over on film with the team? Like, if you're the offensive line coach, you're Jim Harbaugh, don't you watch that and say, hey, bud, like, hit somebody?
Dude, how about the guy in front of you? Like,
the guy right in front of you.
You're doing. Just hit the guy in front of you.
And that's the thing that drives me crazy. It's like these aren't even crazy stunts that they're running. They're
No.
just going like head up, and then he's going to like
on the
Zion's side,
side.
and the guy's
Let me help
just
this guy.
taking on Justin Herbert. It's crazy.
He's that guy helping you move the TV or a pallbearer at the funeral where you know that guy's not pulling his weight, and you're like, dude, we're falling on this side. Like, come on, let's go. You got to pick it up here, and then you're like, I'm just gonna put a hand on this guy and act like I'm doing something. But you're right. I mean, straight up, the guy that's right in front of your face. No one's gonna yell at you for hitting that guy.
It kind of reminds me of when you see like the father that's like building someone in the house and they're like kids helping him, but he's not really doing anything. That's like Bradley Bozeman on the offensive line. He's just like, he's lending a hand, but Zion's like, yeah, I got it. The guy's not gonna get around me. Like I don't know why you're here. Get out or move.
I couldn't agree more with what Mario just said. If you're Zion, you're like, dude, how about you worry about blocking your guy? I don't need help. Like, look at my PF. Imagine if Zion's like, dude, look at my PFF grade. All right, I'm 77.7. You go take care of business over there.
She's get degrees, brother.
She's get degrees.
Bozeman's the guy you look down in the huddle and realize he hasn't even tied his shoes because you're like, dude, you came in 1.5 acid. What happened?
All right, we went over this last week, but different publications ranked the Chargers after Week 14 when they beat the Eagles in the NFL. So where do you think the Chargers should stand according to you? I mean, don't be biased. Where would you say the Chargers rank in the NFL, Mario?
13th.
13th? What do you say, Dave?
I'm gonna go 9.
9. So it's a pretty big difference between you two.
Yep.
So Chargers power rankings after Week 14: ESPN 13th, CBS 11, Bleacher Report 12, Yahoo 8, Sports Illustrated 12, Pro Football Talk 11, NFL on Fox 11, USA Today 12, New York Times 11.
Yeah, I don't know. Feels like an East Coast bias deal.
Always does, right?
So let's count them really quick. I'm gonna do this exercise. Count the teams I think are better than the Chargers right now. Ready?
I can do this. Yeah.
So these are no.
I'll go off the top of my head. I can name 5. I think real quick. Teams
Okay,
that would take over the Chargers right now.
Yeah.
I would go. The Rams are the best team in the NFL. Seahawks are up there. Patriots right now. Broncos at this point, even though we beat the Broncos, everybody's going to have the Broncos higher. And then another NFC team that's good would be Packers. There you go. There's 5 right there.
So adding to that, Jags, Texans. So that's 7.
Yeah.
I'd throw Niners in there.
I would throw the Niners in there too. I think right now, betting wise, Vegas would have the Niners favored.
You're gonna
They'd
really
have the Bills
hate
over
me.
us probably because the East Coast bias.
Bills. Right? I have 2 more that you guys will probably hate.
Go.
I'll have Bears
and Lions.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't hate it. The only reason I don't hate it is because the Bears have beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and the Chargers haven't. It's hard to argue that.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and the people on the side, I'm not saying I agree with the Bears and the Bills. I'm just saying what people are going to have going against the Chargers. And people on the Bucks on the side. I'm not a big fan of the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are so hurt and sick. I don't know how high I'd rank the Bucks.
To be fair, Josh, you're saying you'd understand the argument. Like, you're not agreeing, but I get the argument.
I 100% get the argument. Because if you were arguing against the Chargers, you'd say, dude, they dropped it to the Commanders, who right now look like the worst team in the NFL. You lost to the Giants, right? You got killed by the Jags. It's hard to argue against the Chargers, but then you look at the primetime games, you're like, holy crap, they're the best team in the NFL. So it's hard to judge the Chargers.
I tell you what, I'm not I mean, honestly, if these games were played today and you put the point spread out and everything else, let's say both the Patriots would be favored against the Chargers and let's say the Bears were favored against the Chargers, I'm taking the Chargers. I'm not sold on either one of those teams. I know they've had good years since December 11th and they've had enough time to prove themselves, but I'm not sold on either one of those teams in a big time game.
I don't think these teams want to play the Chargers. Like, their Chargers are going to be a hard out. If I'm an AFC team, I'd rather play the Ravens or the Steelers or the Jaguars than I'd rather play the Chargers. Why would you want to play the Chargers? Elite defense, elite quarterback, elite coach. That's a problem.
Yep.
One problem I wanted to bring up with you guys right now that the Chargers currently have, and I feel like we haven't given enough attention yet. Where's Ladd been? Since the Steelers win, 1 reception, 12 yards against the Eagles, 4 receptions for 39 yards versus Raiders, 3 receptions for 13 yards against the Jags. Like, we need him to show up big this weekend. Like, he's got to get it going somehow. This guy's supposed to be our number 1 receiver, and last year he was everything we wanted and more. And what's going on this year?
So I thought Ladd was offensive line proof. You know, the opposite of QJ. Like, Ladd doesn't need the Chargers to block for 5 seconds, 3 seconds for him to get open. He can get open right off the line, kind of like Keenan Allen. That's why I'm shocked, Mario, that he hasn't had better numbers. When Justin Herbert's in duress, he has to get rid of the ball real quick. Where's Ladd? That's what I would think. I mean, that just hasn't been the case. QJ, I understand, because you need him to have longer developing routes like drags or slants across the field or whatever it is. But for Ladd, I'm shocked. I thought for sure he'd be wide receiver 1 this entire season.
Is Ladd a number 1? I mean, that's a question. Who is the number 1 for Herbert? I mean, seriously, who's his go-to guy? I mean, I thought the Eagles did a pretty good job of taking. That's what I'm saying. They did a pretty good job of taking Keenan out of the game the other day until Keenan ran towards the sideline instead of towards the middle because he was getting pinched. I mean, basically, he was getting double teamed. Every time that you'd think he's looking for Keenan in an important situation, Keenan didn't have a chance because there are 2 guys right there. I think the Chargers, honestly, looking back at that film, probably learned a lot about spacing and what's going on with the receivers. As I said, or Josh, you just said a second ago to build off of that. Who wants to play the Chargers right now? I don't know who would want to play this team right now. I'm not saying they're the best team in the NFL. I'm just saying that Eagles defense was pretty solid. And I know they didn't have Carter, but man, they ran a lot of different looks at the Chargers, and the Chargers were able to pull out a win. I don't see anyone else being able to run a defense better than that than what we saw on Monday night, as far as way to attack the receivers, way to attack the quarterback. I think getting Hampton back is huge for this team. I think that it was bigger than we even thought. And if you're looking at the Chargers right now and you're looking at the game they played against Jacksonville, it's 2 different teams. It's 2 different teams. I just think right now this Charger team's going in the right direction. And if I'm KC, I'm like, we have Chris Jones, who's been a shadow of himself, and we have guys over their head down because we stink. I'm concerned if I'm the Chiefs, if I'm the Cowboys, if I'm one of these teams that has to face the Chargers in the next couple of weeks, plus facing them in the postseason. I would not want to go against a team, as you said a second ago, that has the quarterback coach combination the Chargers do.
Like, we'll get into the Cowboys game, but the Chargers are a nightmare matchup for the Cowboys because the Cowboys have a strong offense. We have a strong defense. Cowboys have a terrible defense, and our offense is good enough to put up points on the Cowboys. But we'll talk about that later. The things that are working against Ladd this season are his drops. He's dropped the ball more than usual. He's going against their best cornerback that they have. Like Cooper DeJean is a stud, right? He was locking him down the whole game. That's not an easy matchup. Greg Roman is a passing scheme terrorist. I mean, the way that he has these route concepts all bunched together, how the hell are guys supposed to get space? And then the 4th thing is the offensive line. So you put all those things together, you're not going to have great numbers from Ladd. The number 1 receiver on the team, I still believe, is Ladd. The most reliable hands on the team, you're going to think I'm crazy, it's Trey Harris so far. He's caught everything. Keenan Allen's right there too. I think both those guys have been the best at catching the ball. I'd say Ladd is 3rd or 4th, and then QJ's right there too. So the most reliable receiver at this point in time, Mario, it looks like is Keenan Allen, especially on 3rd down.
And I think the thing that hurts Ladd too is that relationship that Herbert and Allen have, and they've done it for so long, that it's hard to kind of top that, hard to kind of beat that. And like you said, the last game against the Eagles, there's moments when he just had Cooper one-on-one and he just didn't win it. The ball was there and he just didn't fight enough. He just didn't win the battle to get to football. And is that on him? Yes. Could the ball be better? Well, obviously, but those are 50-50 balls, and that's on you to make those plays. And in this matchup, though, against Kansas City, maybe we see Ladd more, right? Like the Chiefs run 2 high coverage more than anyone else in the NFL. And Herbert ranks 3rd in passing yards when teams run that type of coverage. So this could be a day for Ladd. We could see a come out party. Hey, I'm still here. Hey, I know my helmet's bigger than my body, but I'm still a hell of a football player. And let's not forget the first game, he had 6 receptions for 74 yards. So there is a route for him to kind of come out of the woodworks this weekend, Dave.
I agree with you. And he's going to have one of these games. If it's not this weekend, it's going to happen, right? Eventually, he's going to get his opportunity because people aren't going to pay attention to him as much. All you have to do is go back and look at the previous games. As I said, he's become a forgotten guy. If he was a rookie having the season, we'd be a little bit concerned right now. Did they make the right pick? We all know what he's capable of doing because we saw it a year ago. When did Ladd get married, by the way? Did he get married? Was he married his rookie year? Because I know he's married now because I've seen him take those gloves off. He has that ring on. I got a theory. I just think maybe his mind's somewhere else. Maybe his legs aren't. Maybe his legs aren't what they used
theories.
to be. I do.
You are E-News with that.
Okay, I'm just saying. Show me a fast guy with a ring.
Not Tyreek Hill, right?
But would it be
wouldn't
it be the opposite?
No, I'm just saying he doesn't have his legs.
No, but like, because it's like in marriage, you don't, it's not coming to you as often versus
when you're young. I'm just saying. You know?
All right.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Fall
The
out
first
of-
game.
Everybody's had the jelly legs. We know what I'm talking about. I think Lad has permanent jelly legs.
I'll do anything for some jet legs.
Some good journalism on your end. All right. First game against the Chiefs was the opening game of the year down in Brazil. All three receivers had very good games. QJ, 5 catches, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lad, 6 catches, 74 yards. Keenan Allen, 7 catches, 68 yards. So this Chiefs defense was exposed by all 3 receivers. You know, you didn't mention Arondé Gadsden. That's a guy that's disappeared since, like 5 weeks now. I mean, Arondé really hasn't made a huge difference in these games. Justin Herbert had his worst throw at the end of that game where Arondé was wide ass open. He threw it over his head. But I expect Arondé to get involved too, man. I know there's a lot of mouths to feed in this offense, but you would like them to feed a tight end, Mario, that's a matchup nightmare for every single team. There's no safety or linebacker that wants to go against Arondé Gadsden. Greg Roman needs to find a way to get him the ball too.
He does. He needs to find a way to make sure just every mouth has enough. And if every mouth has enough, then we're scoring more than 20 points, right? If anyone's satisfied, if we've got everyone that's delivering on the same night, this offense is very scary. And something that they didn't do a great job last game against Kansas City was get Omarion Hampton going. That's something that I really want to see this time around, because remember after that game, guys, we're like, are we disappointed in Hampton? Is this a worrisome sign that maybe we drafted a running back too high and he like possibly could be a bust? In this matchup, let's establish the run as best as we can. Let's see if maybe we can get a little bit of traction on these guys, because the better we run, the less pressure on Herbert. That's, body's beaten up and he's got one hand right now.
All right. Here's the deal. We're about 30 minutes in. We got so many things to touch on in this show. Okay. I don't mean to just randomly change topics. We got to pick games, everything else. I want to get to this Phillip Rivers conversation. Okay. Because I know we got a lot of people who are big Rivers fans. A lot of people who follow the show, follow us also on Twitter, have said, I'm a Colts fan. Not saying they aren't Charger fans anymore, but from now on, I'm a Colts fan. When you found out that Rivers actually made the team, what was your mindset as far as Rivers hoping things work out, rooting for the Colts, F Rivers, F the Colts? Where are you at?
I'm rooting for Phillip Rivers. With that being said, I'm not rooting for the Colts to make the playoffs over the Chargers. I'm not crazy, but I really do hope Phillip Rivers plays well and he doesn't get killed. I mean, if you put him against the Seahawks in Seattle this weekend at 44 years old, you're expecting him to get hurt. I mean, there's no way you play him in that game, right, Mario?
That's what I'm saying. Look, he hasn't played in 5 years, and even in his last year, he wasn't bad. Like, he was pretty good for him. I think he was still like top 10 in passing yards like that season.
Dude, he made it to the playoffs.
Exactly. Like it wasn't like he lost.
And he balled in the playoffs in that game.
He did.
Yeah. But like, look, he wasn't very mobile then. He's never been very mobile. He's not going to be mobile now. My worry with him is you're playing a Seahawks defense that can pressure the quarterback. What does one hit feel like for him? You've not taken an NFL hit in 5 years. The guys are faster. The guys are stronger. And, dude, you're a hell of a lot older. And I bet Buddy's been throwing back some Miller Lights constantly, and I don't blame him. If I'm in retirement, I'm probably having a pack a day. Like, let's go. Let's have a good one. I'm worried about him. If he's back there, and if I'm a Colts fan too, is Riley Leonard, he practiced fully again today, is he really that bad where you're going to start a guy that hasn't played in 5 years?
All right, here's the deal. Do I think Phillip Rivers right now is probably better than Riley Leonard as an NFL quarterback? Yes. I am 100% with you guys if this is where you're leaning. I do not want to see Phillip play this weekend, like not against the Seahawks in Seattle. I think Seattle is arguably the best team in this league. I think the Rams and Seahawks right now are playing the best football. Man, the weather's not going to be good. The defense is solid. You mentioned that first hit. Even Bo Jackson, who was in incredible shape, used to say all the time when he came back from baseball, that first hit feels like your body's been cut in half. And for Rivers to take a beating like this, to find out that Rivers, we all know he has the 10 kids, but he's a grandfather, and you're going, nothing's worse than the old family story of, remember when grandpa got the S knocked out of him? I mean, dude, it's not good. We don't want to share those stories. We all love Phillip Rivers. Riley Leonard's the same age as Phillip Rivers' oldest kid. That's crazy too. That is nuts too. I hope he does extremely well. As Josh said, do I want to see the Colts make it over the Chargers? Hell no. It's not what I want at all. But I do want him to be successful. If it comes down to the Colts and another AFC team making the playoffs, yeah, I'm rooting for the Colts. I'm all in on this number 17 Rivers deal. And I love the fact the NFL figured out a way for him to get his jersey number. Daniel Jones isn't wearing it the rest of the year. They said, you go ahead and take number 17. All of that is cool to me. I thought it was funny that the Colts reporter, first question, called him out on his weight. How much you weigh? He goes, this moment? He goes, I don't know what I weigh, Greg. You know, and he called the guy out. Was funny. Now, we all know he's getting a little weight. Look at his face. He didn't expect to be an NFL quarterback this season. But, man, he knows that offense. He's ready to go. He looked pretty good in what you saw practice yesterday. But I don't want to see him start against Seattle in his very first game back.
You know that really quick, that reporter that asked him that's the same guy that asked the creepy question to Kalen Clark. That's the same guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No one likes him in Indy. I can't stand him. His name's Greg Doyle. I'll shout him out. I can't stand the guy. Check out his Twitter. You want to bang your head against the wall too.
Wow.
Yeah, so Phillip Rivers' oldest daughter is older than Aronde Gatson, Amarian Hampton, and Nico Reed. So that's crazy. He's also a grandfather. Also crazy is Cam Newton saying it was a slap in his face that the Colts didn't even call him because he's 36 years old and Phillip Rivers is 44. Let's point out Cam Newton's last stats in 2021. Yeah. He had a 64.4 passer rating, 684 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Phillip Rivers last season with the Colts in 2020, a passer rating of 97, 4,169 yards, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and led his team to the playoffs. I don't understand. Cam Newton is Paul Pierce at this point.
And they said Cam didn't even know the playbook and wasn't in a hurry to learn the playbook in New England. He completely half-assed it. And Rivers
treated people bad. Yeah. And I have inside information on that one.
He did, yes. Yeah, he's a bad dude. The deal is Rivers knows this playbook like the back of his hand. It's the same one he runs in it for his high school team.
Yeah, Shane Steichen and Phillip Rivers are like best friends. I like it.
I'm pretty sure he's older than Steichen, too. I think he's,
what happened?
I think he's older than Steichen. I think he's like 2 years older than him.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
I love it.
I'm big time rooting for him.
It would be very funny, like, if he does ball out. That O-line for the Colts is very good. Like, if they could give him some time and he's just weird and dealing and he's looking a little chubbier. And, like, what doesn't help him, guys, with obviously him looking a little bit bigger is the way he throws. It's the ugliest throw you'll ever see. Yeah. It looks like it takes so much effort for him to get the ball out.
It does. Uncle Rico's that thing. All I know is, man, I don't even know who was the favorite to win comeback player of the year. But if Rivers makes it to the postseason, you got to give it to this old man.
Oh, easy. Yeah. If they make the playoffs, dude, the Chargers have a very hard next 4 games. Colts are right there. They got to go to Seattle. Then they got the 49ers. Then they got the Jaguars. And they have the Texans. Those are 4 really good teams. I mean, if he makes the playoffs, he has to be comeback player of the year.
Love it.
Dude, if he just has like one good game, you know? Like, what if he has a 3 touchdown game?
Yeah.
3 touchdowns, 200 yards. That's like, you're in the conversation.
I can't tell much. I'm looking forward to this. I really am. It's freaking nuts.
Next, you know, Brett Favre signed.
We
just bring them all back.
Yeah. I don't want to see that. I'd be rooting against him.
All right. First comments from JLM. $5 says Sharon Moore was Harbaugh's offensive line coach and then offensive coordinator at Michigan. Do you see Harbaugh bringing him in next year?
Dude, all right. Here's the deal, man.
That's a good comment, by the way.
Okay. I love Jim Harbaugh, coach of the Chargers. Did not like Jim Harbaugh, coach of the Michigan. There's some shady-ass going on. I mean, dude, 11 guys associated with the Michigan program have been arrested or banned from college football under Jim Harbaugh. I mean, there's some shady. It's bad. That's some great. That's some crazy stuff, right? I mean, we can all of us can agree Michigan's a top 10, if not higher, coaching job in college football. To mess it up that much, I mean, it says a lot. It says a lot of what the hell's going on over there at Michigan. It's a complete train wreck.
I don't think
you don't want him.
I don't want him. I don't want anything to do with him.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I don't think he gets another job. Well, you guys saw. I saw this in an article actually, and I just popped in my head. A guy that could be in the running for that Michigan job that's been thrown around is Jesse Minter.
Oh shoot, you might be right. That's a really good call, Mario. You just keep hearing DeBoer from Alabama, but you could see Jesse Minter be the guy. That'd be a great hire. Now look,
great hire.
Michigan, by the way, they say Michigan has known about this for a long time. that this interview process with other coaches has been going on for a long time too.
Yeah, I think every time I see his name, I think it's Josh Palais, not Josh Pate. But I think
Dude, I do too.
Okay.
He lives in Nashville too.
Yeah. And he had a report I almost sent to Josh. I was like, dude, when did you tell me you're going on this show? But he said like Michigan knew about it like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And they're gonna wait until after signing day.
All right. So well, they could lose their quarterback because as soon as
dude.
Say that again. You're
I
out.
said that's
Can't hear you,
wrong
Josh.
with it, if that's true,
Yeah.
which I'm sure it is.
Yeah. So the Jesse Minter thing makes a lot of
Can you do
sense.
that
I've
part?
even heard Mike Tomlin, you know.
Yeah.
You heard it from me in the kitchen 2 hours ago. You haven't heard that
Oh,
anywhere
that's
else.
true. I heard it in the kitchen 2 hours ago.
Well, also
One thing I really hate is when people. Yeah,
Go
go ahead. No, I think Adam Schefter's reporting has been ridiculous on this matter. I know he's a Michigan guy, but he said that
close.
Sharon Moore felt people were out to get him. He deserves to have his own say in the matter. It's like, dude, you cheat on your wife. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Come on,
dude, is right. I mean, what the
I
hell,
also
dude?
I don't get
Christmas
either by
will never be
Michigan.
the same for those kids. What?
I don't get why they didn't do it sooner. Like I get the signing day thing, but like you could have done it and gotten Lane.
Maybe they don't want Lane. Does Lane look like a Michigan guy to you?
I mean, what's your option now? What's
you
your
hold
option now?
You hold your standard higher, I think, if you're Michigan than going for a dirtbag.
Brother,
LSU
you
is
think
known
they
for
have standards
dirtbags.
there?
I think
they don't have
Michigan
standards.
believes they have standards. They believe they're elite. Michigan, in their mind, is like a Notre Dame.
Well, Notre Dame's going to be in that same spot too once Freeman goes to New York. Oh, but also breaking news: Philip Rivers is tracking to start on Sunday.
Okay.
Wow.
Josh, you just read the schedule. It's ridiculous. I guess it doesn't matter who he plays against. They're all tough. No cupcakes in that schedule.
That game's at 1:00 for Pacific time.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I get to watch both games. Sweet. Matthew Dahl, 499 says, now it makes sense that Quentin Jammer couldn't catch the ball in 2011 because he was drunk. Never was a fan of him.
Okay. He had the worst hands of any cornerback ever. I mean, if he would have, I have no idea. A lot of people are really upset by Quentin Jammer doing this. I have no idea. I've never been an alcoholic, never tried to beat the disease. I have a close friend of mine who has, and then you have to, one of the steps, I guess, you atone, right? You have to go there and you have to get in touch with the people that you hurt, that if your drinking affected their lives. Maybe that's part of the process of why he came out and said it. Unless he just wanted to let everyone know, I really can catch, and I was just tanked. I have no idea what his excuse was and why he did it. It was very strange.
Yeah. For anybody that missed it, I'm just going to put the tweet up here because it really bothered me, to be honest. And if it was part of his process of like making amends with his issues in the past, okay. But he tweeted, he said, true story, ... In 2011, I played completely shit-faced drunk in at least 8 games.
So, I know it is for.
By the way, the term shit face never gets old.
It's so good. I mean, I know it's definitely for recovery. But some people want to do like a pod, some people want to do like a video. But just tweet it out. True story, I was blacked out. That's
Unsolicited tweet at 9:22 at night. We're doing this?
Yeah. Dude, we should do this with Mario. We just keep giving him beers and keep throwing footballs at him and realize at what point he can't catch. How many beers does it take for Mario not to be able to catch?
This is the greatest idea you've ever came up with. How many beers until you can't catch a football anymore?
I like that.
So down for this idea. We're doing this in the off season.
All right, deal. Next time we're all together, we got to make this video.
Oh my god! You can't be throwing darts though. If we're throwing darts, we're stopping at like 4.
Well, we'll get your comfort zone. No beers. What you can catch at. Josh will chuck the ball at you, and if we already has it down, and then we're just gonna start pounding beers, dude. One every 15 minutes till you can't catch. All right.
Yeah, I would do liquor to be honest.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll do it. If someone's coming to baseballs, I'm not a baseball guy. If you gave me a mitt, I'd have to do lacrosse stick, as douchey as that sounds.
That's fine. We aren't doing anything. We're doing Quentin. We're going the Quentin Jammer test.
Quentin Jammer
Yeah,
test.
yeah.
It's
The bulk crew
incredible.
sports science segment with getting
Yeah.
tanked.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's our offseason plan. We just do Bolt Crew Science. It's just science projects that we each have to do of testing limits. He had 14 beers today. How many times can he bench? 225.
Yeah.
Dave could probably still bench 225.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get him tanked. All right. AK 999 says this super chat is for my brother Sebi OG. I want to start the intro is awesome. Keep up the good work. I am also humble and honored to use my word, Uncle Dave. I love my Uncle Dave, number 2 behind Herbie.
That's very nice. Look, AK, as your uncle, okay, I'm gonna give you some advice right now. Stop going after Phillip Rivers. All right. We all know you can't stand Phillip Rivers. If you're gonna sit there and make that statement, that's fine. But when people rip your head off for it, don't get your feelings hurt. You understand? It's not a popular opinion on this format. And I'm not talking about the three of us saying something negative. I'm saying people are going after you on Twitter, and then you get extremely upset. As a guy that pisses people off all the time on purpose on Twitter, I do it all the time during baseball season. Dude, just forget about it. Write it, forget about it, never look back. But man, when people write back and say horrible things to you and your feelings get hurt, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Good
That's all I
advice.
got.
Amy 199 says make an example and boot Becton. He's worthless. Walk him out.
Dude, I agree
Dave
with
said
Amy.
it 3-4 weeks ago, and I thought he was kind of crazy because we need him. We don't need him. You know,
Yeah.
at this point, we do not need him. I think you should get rid of him as well.
Okay, hold on. We're going to play a game right here, right? Because my eyesight is so bad. Okay, I can see on the screen it says Amy. That's about all I can see. I'm going to guess what's in these pictures. Is that Amy in a car with sunglasses? I can't
Yes.
see anything. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Not bad.
Cool.
All right.
Blind Dave segment. I like this too.
Yeah, I
What's
like
this one?
because what goes through my head is crazy on what I think I see, and I know it's not what I see.
What do you see on this one?
Yeah.
I think I see a person sitting on a couch. Actually, the more I look, wearing a Kobe jersey with a
Yes.
hat and sunglasses.
Dude, your eyesight's not bad. You're 2 for 2.
Is that right? Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
How many fingers is he holding up?
Dude, I have no idea. 2? I have no idea. I just guessed.
2. It's a
Two.
piece.
Oh, I have no idea. I just guessed. If you
There you
said
go.
if you didn't say that, I can't even tell he's holding fingers. Honestly, I thought he had a puppy under his armpit.
No
All right.
puppy.
AV Grounds 199 says, love the podcast. Uncle Dave is the truth.
All right. I wouldn't lie
That's
to you
nice.
anyway. My opinions are whacked. I know that, but still, I don't know if it's the truth. It just my brain's all jacked.
No, like he means like you're the truth. Like you're
Okay.
you're real. You know, like
Oh,
you're
thanks.
real for giving your opinion, I think.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. AK 199 says Colts fans, Hawks, Niners, Jags, Texans. Good luck, Phil. Yeah, I know. He has a tough matchup ahead of him. And I know you're rooting against him, AK. You don't have to hide it.
What the hell does the
fine.
Atlanta Hawks have to do with anything? What are we talking about?
Seahawks.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, wait, what?
See how face Jalen Johnson.
Manny Enzo 999 says, didn't get to see you guys live Monday since I was at the game, but damn, it was memorable. I kept cursing Roman's name out loud for his play calling too. Best Charger show out there, fellas. Both the F up. Thanks, Manny.
Thanks.
Super nice.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
All right.
man.
Is that a baby with a Charger hat on?
Yes.
Sweet.
Shoot. Forgot to play the game on AKs. Which player is that?
Dude, I hate to say it. I'm going, it's Justin Herbert, but if I didn't know he
Yes.
hated Phillip Rivers, I would have said Phillip Rivers.
It's Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Nice. I think you're good. I think you're
Okay.
lying to us. Hey, can I do a rant real quick before we get to Dave's rant after we pick games? Quick
Yeah.
rant. It's a huge FU to the NFL that I want to give because Dave and I have tickets to the Texans game,
Yes.
which was supposed to be Sunday, December 28th. They moved it yesterday to the 27th, a Saturday at 1:30. That's not cool because people have plans. And thankfully, Dave and I are just driving from San Diego to Los Angeles. So we don't have airplane reservations or hotel reservations. But for the people that are flying into the game, it's not okay. I don't think it's cool by the NFL to change a game that soon before it happens. I think it's ridiculous. Am I the only one that feels this way? I don't
Dude,
know.
you're 100%
Yeah.
right. It completely messes everything up. And dude, Josh is 100% right. It's ridiculous. It says on the schedule the date. It just said time to be announced.
Exactly.
Well, they changed the date, not just the time. It messed everything up. Nah, it completely messed everything up. By the way, I'm looking at on the side here, other people. I can't see anybody's goddamn thing on here. Okay, here we go. Watch this. I'm gonna gonna pull up Alana Moore. She's always on here. I can't. I don't know how to do it. Hey, you guys put it on the screen like that. I can't do it. Anyway, I'm like, I can't see any of them. By the way, one of my favorite things on this show is Angie. Whenever Angie jumps on, everyone says hello to Angie. I always think that's cool that you guys are like that. That you guys, as I said, it feels like we got the family going thing in here. But everyone always says hi, Angie, every time she jumps on. And where's Leah at? I haven't seen Leah in forever. Used to be okay. I think AK knocked her out of the show because his hatred towards the city of Baltimore.
I think she's. You think she's hanging out with the designer?
I don't know. Blink
We lost
twice.
our designer.
Okay, Leah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Pull up. Can you pull up Alana Moore's thing?
When did she comment?
She hasn't commented, dude.
She has commented like 80 times on the show. She just didn't pay for one. She's on
like
it.
20 minutes ago.
Just scroll up.
Yeah.
Good God, man.
Okay, I'm just telling
Do
you.
you realize how far it takes?
There
to
we
scroll
go.
20 minutes.
Okay, watch. Okay. Now I can't see. I think I'm looking at. All right. Am I looking at a person wearing a doctor's jacket?
Yeah.
To me, it looks that way.
Oh, cool.
That's
I'm not crazy.
I'm pretty sure she's I mean, is a therapist a doctor? Yeah.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
All right.
Yeah.
Mine's
So,
a doctor, right?
All right. Is she a doctor taking time out of her day to watch this show?
I need to text Dawn. You a doctor?
I don't know. A lot of no offense, but it looks like one of those thumbnails for my eyes and one of those doctor porn videos. But anyway, we'll move on. All right. So here we go.
Alrighty.
I can't see. I told you guys I can't see a damn thing. I just didn't know. Was you wearing a lab coat?
AK
right.
wants to clarify. Says Josh, stop it. I'm not rooting against Phil. Stop it. Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Your actions say
go.
otherwise.
There you go.
Go ahead.
All right. I got two quick rants. All right, and we'll pick games. We still got to pick games. God dang it.
Yeah,
Two quick
this is gonna be our
rants.
longest show ever.
I know.
I gotta know where to be though. I'm excited.
Two quick rants. All right, for you. One is, dude, Trader Joe's, man. I hate going there. When everyone says you got to go to Trader Joe's, pick something up, because I always got to buy dog treats there because my dog's allergic to every dog treat except the ones at Trader Joe's. Number one, I don't understand the big thing. Is it to impress people when you say I'm going to Trader Joe's? I don't think it's that great. I don't, but it's not even my problem. It's a goddamn parking lot. Every Trader Joe's parking lot's a disaster. It is so freaking hard to get in and out of a parking lot. And once you find a space, it's so hard to park your car in there. Unless you're driving one of a goddamn golf cart, dude, it's ridiculous. I've been driving for years, and it's so hard to park. It's really unfortunate that Trader Joe's can't figure this out. It's bad. The other thing I'm gonna say is this: I just had I was in a hurry, grabbed fast food, ran home right before the show. Look in the bag, food fine, brown napkins. I don't know what napkins is. I don't like the brown napkins. It just seems like the food's doesn't taste as good. Like almost like you half-ass it, like it's dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like why aren't the napkins the same everywhere?
I disagree, dude. If I see brown napkins, I know I'm onto something.
Do you really? Like,
yeah.
I love Taco Bell to go with the brown napkins too. This one is Arby's, by the way. But it's same thing. I was like, God dang, the brown napkins. Why brown napkins must be cheaper than the white napkins. That's why they do it.
I'll give you this on Trader Joe's. They if you want to be a cashier person there, I swear it has on the application, talk too much.
Dude,
Yeah.
No.
You know,
on the application should be talk to people that work with you and not pay attention to the person in front of you actually buying the food.
yeah.
They never even make eye contact with you. They're sitting there, the ones I'm with, always talking to the person at another goddamn.
The ones that I work with want to talk about the meaning of life. I'm like, dude, just ring me up, please.
Yeah.
Literally. All the worst is when they comment on your scanning, they're like, a lot of meat.
Yeah.
You bulking? It's like,
Yeah.
get off
Yeah.
my.
Have we tried the carrot? Have we tried the carob chips? No.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Have you had this yet? As they're scanning it, no.
Yeah.
I just go into a grocery store and buy everything I've never tried.
Have we
Dude,
tried
you know
our-
what happened? You know what happened to me one time at Trader Joe's? I know that nobody cares about this, but they were like, "Hey, have you tried this before?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, Frank, go get him one of those. Aisle
Yeah.
7, bring it back." And they made me buy it. I was like, "Dude, what?"
Oh my God.
Gosh.
Yeah,
tried the dried
you're gonna love
apricots?
this.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
because asthma attacks. No.
That's
All right,
like, did I tell you guys the one when I was there and they're like, the guy was like, "You want to see how fast I can scan?" Sure, dude. He was fast. They'll give it to him. He's like, I used to race people. I was like, that's depressing. What's the total? $70. Thanks for kicking me in the dick.
All right, we got to pick games.
Yeah. Hold on. You got a thing up here. You got a pay question. I think Alana actually wrote.
Oh, it's Alana. Let's go.
$10. Alana Moore says, "Y'all are hilarious. Yes, I'm a therapist, but still on maternity leave until January.
Nice.
I'm wearing a wedding robe in my pic, but everyone thinks I'm a doc in the pic. Laugh out loud."
Okay, cool.
Oh, very nice.
Nice. Looks
Congrats.
good. All right. I apologize if I insulted you too, but sorry. I think it was a compliment, to be honest with you. The more I look back at it, someone said about me, I would take it as a compliment. All right, here we go. We're going to pick games. The way it went last week, God dang it, I don't have the totals up here. I know, Mario, I think you were 500. Josh, you're 1 game over 500. Has 2 games over 500. On the season, I'm 109 and 99. Josh is 95, 113. Mario, 86, 122.
What's our punishment again?
I don't think we did. We settled on 1. Did we settle on 1?
We did. I forgot
What was it?
It's always eating.
Was it?
I know
It was something with eating.
it always is eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I lost my fantasy league after a punishment.
It was like 3 hard boiled or 6 hard boiled eggs, 6 tacos, and 6 hot dogs, something like that.
It seems
Some
pretty
combination.
It's a combination. That's a lot of combinations.
Yeah, but it has to total 18. Like you can exchange the hot dogs
right.
for hard boiled
right.
eggs if you want.
It was that because I was like, yep, I remember now. I remember.
Yeah, because you don't want to eat hot dogs, right? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking strategy. Yeah, but sure.
Okay, here we go.
Could come back.
Here we go. We got a game tonight, Thursday night football. It's the Buccaneers favored by 5.5 at home against the Falcons.
Go Mario.
I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this one, but I do not feel confident. I wouldn't even bet this with the Satan's money.
I'm going Buccaneers as well. Falcons always screw me over.
I'm going
Josh.
Falcons, but both teams look pretty terrible lately. But
Okay.
I think Falcons cover.
And I've not picked a Thursday night game correct in a week, so don't listen to me. Bills favored by, this to me is a fascinating line. Bills favored by 1.5 on the road against the Patriots. Just like I was saying, I don't have faith in the Patriots. I know they knocked off the Bills the first time, but I'm going to go. I'm going with the Bills.
I'm going with the Patriots.
Okay.
I'm going to go Bills. I think they split with the Pats.
Okay. Next up on here, you have the Ravens favored by 2.5 against the Bengals. This game is in Cincinnati. If it feels like they just played, it's because they did. They just played 2 weeks ago.
I hate how the NFL is doing this with so many teams playing twice in the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. I'm gonna go Bengals to win again.
I'm going Bengals as well, Mario.
I'm going to go Ravens, actually. Burrow's press conference seemed very, I know someone on Twitter that I think it was Big Cat, Barstool Big Cat, but like very Andrew Lucky.
Yeah, what's going on? Said, what's he saying? A lot's going on. He didn't seem like things are going well at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I'm depressed.
He did. He
actually,
sounded. He sounded that way. I mean, God dang, a year ago at the time he was trying to buy the actual Batmobile. Remember that old deal? Which seems cool to have enough FU money that I go, dude, I'm buying the Batmobile. But now he's super sad. Yeah.
Go from Batmobile to
Looking at his
to
teammate.
retirement.
No kidding. All right, here we go. Jaguars favored by 13.5 at home against the Jets. That's a huge point spread.
What do you got, Mario?
Give me that point spread one more time.
13.5.
I'll go Niners.
Well, the Niners aren't playing. The Jags are playing the Jets.
Oh, I'm far along on my own thing. I'm sorry. Oh, I'll take Jags.
Okay.
I
I like the Niners too, Mario. Just so you know.
I'm gonna go Jets to cover.
All right, I'm going go
That's
Jags.
awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Oh, cry me. Jesus.
All right, Texans favored by 9.5 at home against the Cardinals. I'll go first. I'll go Texans.
Texans.
Hot take, Kyler Murray's in Minnesota next year.
Wow. Okay. Minnesota
Is he playing football or just hanging out?
he just loves cold. He's playing hockey.
All right. Bears favored by 7.5 at home against the Browns. Mario, you go first. You're in Chicago.
So this is a really nervousome game because the Bears they have a look ahead. They have the Packers next week after losing this close matchup. They go into this game 7.5 point favorites. That is a lot. I think Browns cover that. And I think Garrett breaks the sack record too against them as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Browns cover, Bears win.
All right, I'm gonna go different than you guys. I'm gonna go Bears in this one. I'm gonna go Chicago at home. Giants favored by 2.5 over the Commanders. This game is in New Jersey. I'm gonna go Giants.
I'm going Giants too. I wish the Chargers play the Commanders now. They look so
Yeah.
bad.
I do too.
I'm gonna go Giants as well. I wonder what the Commanders are thinking now. You really went all in for this year, and holy hell, did it not work? And Jaden Daniels, dude, he takes one hit and he's hurt now.
Yeah. By the way, people, they'll make comments about Charger fans and this and that in LA. Look, there's a lot to do in these major cities. Mar, you live in Chicago right now, major city. I know the Bears are the #1 sports team in Chicago. I mean, they're more popular than the Cubs and the Bulls and Blackhawks. It's always scary when you say that, but I got it right. But my point is this: if you go to New York, because I've been in New York during football season, you go to LA, dude. The fans are the fans that like that team. It's not like it's not like a small city where everybody's all in. Like my buddy who was in New York this past week was saying, dude, you couldn't even tell there's an NFL team there. Like you didn't see any Giants or Jets jerseys. You didn't see people wearing that stuff. It's just New York. You're talking millions and millions of people. The people who are their fans are bigger than most fan bases because of the amount of people. But calm down on this whole what you think of lack of support for Charger football in LA.
Can I do a counter for you on New York though?
Go ahead.
Knicks. The Knicks are good too.
Yeah, well, I'd say the Knicks are the #1 team in New York. I'd say even more popular than the Yankees.
Yeah, I'd
And
agree.
people go, you're crazy, but there's only one. I mean, come on. No one thinks about the Nets. Give me a break.
No,
You know?
no one gives 2 Fs.
I mean, if you're a Nets fan, you're just that guy going, I just want to be different. You're just a punk. You know?
You're like Jason Kidd was sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Eagles favored by 11.5 at home against the Raiders.
Eagles.
I like the Eagles too.
I like the Eagles have to. It's got to be the Eagles. If it's not Eagles this week, it's never going to be.
No. Dude, someone has to move, right? If you're on that coaching staff, you got to move. You're to get your house egged. You got to move. You can't go losing to the Raiders. All right, Seahawks favored by 13.5 at home against the Colts. And I'm going with my boy Phillip Rivers.
I'm not going to go with Phillip Rivers. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are pushing as the best team in the NFL, right there with the Rams.
I don't disagree with that.
Simpatico. I think the Seahawks are going to make Philip Rivers' life a living hell. That's Mike McDonald's dream.
Cover. What's the Indianapolis paper? What's the title of it?
Indy Star. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, whatever it is.
Indy
The
Star.
Indianapolis Tribune headline.
Star.
Old Man Rivers. I mean, dude, it's going to be terrible. All right,
Yeah.
things go bad. It's not going to be good on there. Does anyone even get the paper anymore? All right, Packers favored by 2.5 on the road. By the way, Bronco fans, wake up. On the road, the Packers are favored by 2.5 against the Broncos, and I'm going Packers on this one.
Really?
Yep.
I'm going to go Broncos because the game's in Mile High.
Okay.
Broncos as well.
Okay. 49ers favored by 12.5 at home against the Titans. Titans should just save the money and go, we're going to take the forfeit. We don't want to pay for the flight. It's ridiculous. This game's ridiculous. I'm going
I can't
Niners.
remember a week ever with the point spreads are this crazy.
Yeah.
Ever. But I am going to go 49ers.
Niners as well.
Okay. Rams favored by 6 over the Lions. Here's something interesting. Fun fact, as our good friend Tanner likes to say, is first time Jared Goff going back to LA to play the Rams in Los Angeles since the trade.
What's the spread? 6?
Spread is 6.
I got the Lions covering this game.
Okay.
What an ugly number
Yeah.
for gambling. I'll go Detroit.
Okay. I'm going to go Rams on this one. Cowboys favored by 5.5 Sunday Night Football against the Vikes.
Where's the game?
It's in Dallas.
Cowboys.
I'm saying this on the spot, but kind of crazy that Chiefs didn't get flexed. You know?
Agree.
I don't want to watch the Lions and Rams, right?
Yeah.
Lions and Rams should have been the game.
Should have been the game. What are we doing with Cowboys Vikes? What's the draw? I'll go Cowboys.
Okay, I'm gonna go Cowboys as well. Rooting for the Vikes in this. I got a lot of friends who are flying in just to go to this game. Steelers, Monday Night Football, favored by 3 at home against the Dolphins. I'll go first. I'm gonna go. It should be Steelers because it's at home. I'm gonna go Dolphins. They've won 4 in a row.
They look great. I'm gonna go the Dolphins as well.
I'm gonna go Dolphins. They've been playing better football.
And finally, the game that we all care about. It's the Chiefs. This point spread has changed. I'm surprised. The point spread has gone up in favor of the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 5.5 against the Chargers on Sunday morning.
Don't understand that at all. I don't understand that at all. I'm gonna go Chargers, obviously.
Are you gonna give a score prediction?
Oh, yeah. I'll go score prediction. I think the Chargers win 2017.
Gosh, dang it. That's what I was gonna say. I'll go 21-17 and keys to the game. Brought to you by soon to be you if you DM us. Shut them down on third down. Again, the Chiefs are 0 for 7 on third down that first half when the Chargers first played them in Brazil. Also, take advantage of these weak tackles. We talked about it earlier. They're on backups and more backups. And if that undrafted rookie pulls out there, you have to dominate him every single time. And then another key for me is show up ready to play. We got to wake the F up at these noon games, these noon Central Time start times. We can't have these slow starts. You can't do that against Mahomes. You can't do that against Arrowhead, or you're going to be in trouble. And when it comes to Mahomes, we got to contain him in the pocket. That was something we did a really poor job of, and it led to him scrambling for 57 yards last game. And we can't have that happen in this one. If it's 3rd and 12, we can't let him scramble and get 16 yards. Stop that from happening. And then attack the 2 high cover shells. Herbert's one of the best in the business at doing that. Lag get involved. Allen get involved. Win this game. Do these keys. And it's brought to you by soon to be you. Maybe Built Basics. That'd be a good one. Looking at you, Built. Figure it the hell out.
All right, I'm going Chargers win this game 24-21. I'm going Mahomes, 2 picks. How's that? 2 picks in this game. And our guy Tony Jefferson gets his 5th of the year in this one. I'm gonna tell you that. Nice. I think they hold Chris Jones in check. I think they hold him to 1 sack or less, and I think the Chargers win this game.
I'm gonna go defense. Deontay Jackson, who's been heaven sent. I mean, right? He's the guy that replaced Christian Fulton, who's a healthy and active scratch for the Chiefs. I'll say that again. Christian Fulton, who was on the Chargers, who is now on the Chiefs, has been a healthy and active scratch. Deontay Jackson, his replacement, has been awesome. Defense, him. Offense, I'm going to go Rondé Gadsden, Mario. I think he finds the end zone.
So yeah, I'm Max because of the contain thing I talked about earlier and pressuring Mahomes and the weak tackles. Outside of it, I'm naming every single captain because it's on those guys to make sure that everyone is awake and everyone's ready to take on their division rival at 1:00 Eastern time.
I'm going Ladd as my offensive player, by the way. Ladd's my guy. This is where people remember who he was. Okay. Rooting for Ladd. I saw a clip of him and Cameron Dicker at Children's Hospital. I don't know if that was recent or not, but it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Dude, you've been everywhere on his.
Dude, I am.
From
dude,
he was married, high school sweetheart.
I know. I rip him and everything else. I'm just saying. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. The jelly legs, Mario. You're young.
No,
you know?
I'm just it's hysterical.
You know?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, watch out for it.
I walk to the bathroom and you feel like your knees are giving out. You're not sure you're gonna make it.
Did you ever have Josh, I know you had crazy strength and conditioning coach. Did you ever have save it for tomorrow talk?
Kind of. What how are you saying it?
Like when we had max outs, it would be like, "No, fellas, let's keep it clean the next couple days, huh? Let's keep all the juice in."
Yeah, come on. That's crazy. Like those Olympic athletes that always told don't do anything for 6 months, you know? Okay. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if nothing for 6 months, wall it's gonna do some damage to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's
You know how many fights you'd have inside the locker room just because everyone's on edge? You crazy?
Oh yeah.
That's
I'd fight my father. Yeah.
We got a few comments. Mike G says, Bolt Crew, Jeopardy question. It's my birthday today, and I'm a year older than AK. What's my age?
I got it. Mike G, happy birthday. 51.
Okay. One of my favorite parts in show history happened during this whole thing on the side here. So he asked this question, and then AK says, "You're 52." And then Mike G says, "Aren't you 50?" And he goes, "I am." So then he goes, "I'm 51."
Look,
So,
that is awesome. I miss that. I wish I could see it.
unreal.
I'm glad I didn't see that live. I would have laughed out loud for no reason. That is funny as
AK,
hell.
yeah, AK says 199. One last fact about we have one last fact about AK favorite teams later. So he's going to share with us what his favorite teams are.
Okay.
We have Sergio Chavez, 1999, says just joined the live, but is it wrong that I want Phillip Rivers to come back and win a Super Bowl even more than I want the Chargers to do it? I'm honestly conflicted as a Chargers fan. Am I the only one that feels this way?
I'm Chargers first. I gotta let you know. I am, but I'm telling you, if the Chargers were eliminated and the Colts were still in it, by far I'm rooting for Phillip Rivers. If Phillip Rivers, because and when he takes one snap, it restarts his Hall of Fame clock for them to think about. So he hadn't asked to wait another 5 years just by taking one snap. Even if he took a knee, he has to sit there and wait 5 years. But if Phillip Rivers won a Super Bowl, dude, he's getting in. All this talk, is he a Hall of Famer, not a Hall of Famer? He wins a Super Bowl, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so I've heard somebody say this, and I don't think it's true, but they said he wants to restart his clock because he's in the same upcoming class if he didn't come back as Drew Brees and Eli Manning. So he wants to be in a class hopefully by himself, two guys that aren't Hall of Fame worthy quarterbacks.
That's interesting.
Both have.
That is true.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
to answer the question,
in the Super Bowl at the same time, I mean in the Hall of Fame at the same time.
3 of them. Well, Eli Manning for a little bit.
Yeah.
Second.
There's a picture of him standing there with that goddamn jersey on stage.
Looking awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. To answer Sergio's question, I do not want him to win over the Chargers, but if the Chargers don't win, I want Phillip Rivers to win.
It would be just it would be one of the craziest. It would be like out of a movie if he pulled it off.
It'd be crazy.
Well, it'd be awesome, man. Honestly, that'd be nuts. I like to say he's a good guy. I know AK doesn't like him. Everyone else in this chat loves him.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Pray up.
All right. Anything else we missed? By the way, we said happy birthday to Mike. That is a highlight of the show. Holy cow! What a way to end that.
Great. This is a top 10 show, I think. This is one of our best ones we've had.
It was a mess. There's a sad moment, by the way, in the chat. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a sad moment that made me feel bad regarding our girl Angie. Did you guys catch that one?
No,
Angie. She mentioned her husband passed away 7 years ago, and it's a holiday season. I'll say this: Angie is. I was before I came here. I was doing a public speaking engagement, and one of the things that was brought up was at a high school, and this girl who's a student came up to my wife and I crying, and she said her brother just passed. Not to bring the show down because it's a great show, but she said that how important it is that people say "I love you" to people. Couldn't agree more. And this is obviously the month to do it. So whether it's a friend, family member, life's short. So again, this is the month to say it and not feel like how are they going to take it? They're going to take it weird. And you love somebody that mean a lot to you. Don't be afraid to say it. Okay. But I was sad to see that comment. We will be back after the game on Sunday. Appreciate everyone joining us in the middle of the day. It's awesome. This group chat's a ton of fun. Please like and subscribe to the show. We ask you all the time. You guys are great. If you didn't catch the show live, you can leave a comment on YouTube. We'll respond to those. But don't forget, after the show on Sunday, we'll be good to go, and we'll talk about hopefully a big Charger win over the Chiefs. It'll be great. Did I miss anything? You guys are laughing.
Just you're beautiful.
Okay. I can't wait till we're all together again, Mario, so we can see how many you can down before you realize you can't catch.
I can't. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. That is the greatest idea.
Yeah, if someone else does this, I'm going to be bummed out. But this Quentin Jammer challenge is, I think, one of the best things we ever came up with. We'll just title it that.
I'll go through a whole combine. I will go through a whole thing.
You might get killed on the bench press. If you drop that bar, it'd be bad. All right, so for Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you Sunday, everybody.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.